Ali is 38 years, successful, independent, and an accomplished individual with business acumen. He has a big social circle with good connections. He's an adventurous person who likes to spend his time traveling around the world and is ready to take chances on any upcoming challenges. Even though he's a risk taker, he's always calculated and prepared about his decisions. Returning from his monthly business trip. 4:30 p.m. Upon his arrival in Riyadh's International Airport, he noticed few hanging banners placed behind the check-in counter. While staring at the graphics, an airline hostess politely asked him to move forward so he can be attended to. After going through passport control, Ali decides to head straight to first-class lounge. As he was passing by a huge plasma screen located close to the refreshments table, he noticed an in-flight magazine and some lifestyle magazines lying neatly on the coffee table near him. He grabs one and started reading. 5:30 p.m. He heads to the gate for departure. 7 p.m. Upon his arrival to Dubai's airport, Ali was directed to walk through a very familiar tunnel. Not that he needed someone to direct him to passport control. He knows the airport very well, as he travels at least a few times a month to different cities. However, this time, he noticed that the banners located by the escalators changed from Nokia ads to Al Qudra Holding ads. 7:30 p.m. Ali collects his luggage and starts walking towards a taxi stand. Waiting for his turn, he noticed the logo of Dubai Islamic Bank placed on the taxi's side doors. He then remembered that he needs to withdraw some cash from the ATM machine near his place. While on his way to his home, he noticed the phenomenal pace of construction work since his absence. 8 p.m. Arrives home anxious to see his wife. While having dinner together, the wife informs him about their weekend plans with their friends. A midweekday. 6:30 a.m. It's 6:30 in the morning and the alarm is going off. Ali rolls out of bed, wishing for a few more hours of sleep, but wants to avoid Dubai's crazy traffic. He gets up and gets dressed in one of his Armani suits. He kisses his wife and informs her that he will do his best to be home as early as possible. 8 a.m. On his way to the office, a billboard for Damak catches his attention. But since the traffic is moving fast, he manages only to look at the logo on the image. When he reaches his work at 8:30, where he is a financial analyst, he realizes that he has a huge amount of emails that he needs to attend to before heading out for his first meeting. However, he decides to take 5 minutes of his time to browse the business section of the Al Khalij Times, as is his usual routine. While scanning the news, he notices the amount of real estate ads scattered all over the news. He started to think that maybe it's time for him to buy property in Dubai. 3 p.m. After attending a few meetings, he suddenly remembered that he never got a chance to grab anything to eat and decides to head down to one of his usual spots located on Sheikh Zayed Road. He receives a call from one of his business associates asking to meet for lunch. While waiting for his associate, he spots a property magazine placed on the counter, which he grabs and starts reading. His associate arrives after 15 minutes. They start discussing the real estate industry. Ali values his associate's opinions because he has previously bought property in Dubai. 6 p.m. He tries to wrap up for the day because he promised his wife to be home early for dinner. 7 p.m. While driving back from work, Ali passes by yet another billboard, this time for Sama Dubai. As opposed to this morning, the traffic is standing still, which allows him to focus on the images and text on the billboard. Apparently, a small accident managed to paralyze 3 out of 4 lanes, so he decides to turn on the radio, hoping it will help reduce his frustration. 9 p.m. He arrives just in time for the evening news and dinner with his wife. While watching the news, he reaffirms his belief that due to the economic and political issues in the region, as well as the continuous devaluation of the dollar, it is time to settle in Dubai. Weekend day. 9 a.m. While reading the newspaper in the morning over coffee, he tells his wife of his interest in buying property to start planning for the future, but is still undecided about the details: area, price, size, etc. Midday. Ali and his friends meet for brunch at the Ritz-Carlton. He brings up the topic of buying property in Dubai because he wants his friends' feedback. 6 p.m. Finally, Ali goes to the Mall of the Emirates with his wife, where they visit a couple of property stands to pick up brochures. That was a week in the life of Ali.